consider yourself a small firm? We did.
In my AIA travels, if I'm sitting in front of a large firm roundtable, they're going, AIA is nothing but emphasis on small firms, you know. You don't do anything for us. I go to the Crown or the small firm roundtable, it's like, AIA is just big firms, you know. It's it kind of is where you sit. I'm not here to be an apologist, but I think one of the values, I would like you to know that from surveys that we've taken, the American public thinks that AIA means that you are a registered architect.
It does.
That's a value.
That's true too.
AIA hasn't done anything to dispel that either. They're kind of liking that, you know.
Well, I tell you what.
But aside from that, seriously, how can I go to a client and say, okay, I am an AIA member. I get 16 CPUs a year. The regular architects get 12, so that extra, whatever, 18 and 12. So that, how do you give me quantifiable bullet points that you could say to a client, I'm AIA, I can do. You don't have to have an accessibility consultant, I can do that. You don't have to have, there's a kind of a list of things
Absolutely.
that we should have.
Yeah.
There is none.
And we should be able to go to the headquarters in Washington, D.C. when we're there, and at least be recognized as a member. And not treated like crap. Well, it has been a few years.
Well,
I've never met such rude people as when I went in and I said, I'm a member, I'd like to get this while I'm here, and they're just like, sorry, we don't open for another 5 minutes. And
always room for improvement. We're better than NCARB, I think. What you're describing is the what has AI done for me lately thing that we refer to. And that is a communications issue, and that's what I was referring to with the low-hanging fruit question. Is you have, that's one of the best questions.
I'm not. Okay, I know how hard I work. I know what value I bring to this table. That's why I'm an AIA member. I don't see that we as AIA members are defined differently than other architects, other than somebody has some idea if it says AIA, you're a licensed architect. What I'm afraid of is that is just, there's really no significant substance underneath that. We value our profession, we enjoy sharing it, we enjoy this kind of fellowship group of it, but there's no quantifiable reason for me to be an AIA architect. And we're slowly losing, as architects, our responsibilities. We're having third-party code review come through. We have accessibility people that are coming through. We have building design professionals. It's not going to be a huge, big leap between those building design professionals going to third-party permit reviewers and not needing an architecture stamp or an AIA stamp. So I guess if I'm going to criticize anything of the AIA is that it's all a lot of bluster and not a lot of hard, quantifiable, I'm a better architect because I'm an AIA member.
Can I say something, Jack?
I'd like to answer that. I'm happy to listen.
Everything that you mentioned in that regard, and this is what Jeff was talking about earlier about any communications issues. Everything that you mentioned that we've talked about tonight, the AIA addresses in some form at the national, the state, or the local level. It either gives us opportunity to serve and do the things that we were taught that are important about architecture, or it is lobbying to prevent building designers from having the ability to do our work, or it's giving us access to politicians to help us to advance causes in which we're interested, like sustainability, things like that. So all of those things are being done, but this lack of communication is a serious problem.
You need to be able to
Because we can't tell you that in a broad way.
It comes down to another thing, is that if we can't tell ourselves that, how can we tell our clients that? How do they know what we do?
Let's think about
Why we don't?
Let's think about how the organization is designed. You have a national corporation. then you have a separate corporation, a separate corporate entity for each state. And then you have local societies. Again, as far as the lawyers are concerned, they're separate organizations. Now, think about it. It's kind of like the non-denominational churches that sort of believe in the same Christianity, but they're certainly not the Roman Catholic or the Mormon Church. You follow me in what I'm trying to say about organizations. There is no monolithic, unified, national organization that encompasses the whole group from the chapter to DC. Now, that's what we're dealing with. And that's what we've chosen to establish and to provide for our current and future profession. And this is what we're dealing with when we talk about lack of communication, inefficacy of this, lack of peer coordination, and so forth and so forth and so forth. There's an underlying legal reason for the organization being spread into a lot of parts. Now, on the one hand, that gives you some of these problems. On the other hand, it gives you tremendous flexibility, and it has given you tremendous longevity.
I like to use the word organic, but your points are exactly right. You've had your hand up for a long time.
No problem. I think the communication issue is also your emerging professional issue, because it's not been communicated to me the value of AIA. What I see from trying to break into this is a lot of award ceremonies where we pat ourselves on the back and talk amongst ourselves, and that does me no good.
There's nothing wrong with the mutual backhanding society.
It costs you $40 a day.
Yeah.
You know, I look at, when I think about the issue of bringing value and I think about the national organization, our company subscribes to Design Intelligence, which is an organization that was created by a former AIA CEO, Jim Cramer. And they produce surveys and information that is extremely valuable to me as a large firm. And I wonder in my mind, why did the AIA National not, why did they let that go? I don't know how many of you out there subscribe to that, but it's an incredibly valuable product that they produce on a quarterly basis that we use.
I've had precisely the same thought.
Yeah, me too.
It's exactly the kind of product that
It's number 7, that's why they let it go, passive reactive. I mean, you know, we let USGBC go, we let INCAR go, we don't have, AIA does not control our profession.
Well, part of the passive reactive is, I also think that when we have some of the national disasters, USGBC will be there. The Congress into Urbanism will be in there. Urban Land Institute will be there. AIA won't be